Good morning. It's Monday, November 25th. And finally, the U.S. has given the Ukraine permission to use its missiles. The missiles that the U.S. and Great Britain and Germany have supplied to the Ukraine, to use those missiles offensively, to tack in deep inside Russia. And that's what the Ukrainians did. Now, it's no secret that with Trump coming into office, the U.S. military corps has been shaken a bit because of Trump's leadership in that area. So there's a real fear out there that the Department of Defense and the military itself, based upon Trump's performances and based upon Trump's friendship, so to speak, with the Russian leader, Putin, that Trump will want to cut a deal with Putin, a deal at all costs. And Trump knows, he's very well aware of the fact that Putin should not be allowed to roll over the Ukraine. And he is under no illusion that the Ukrainians can win back the Donbass. But the fear of Biden that Trump is going to give the store away to Putin when he takes office has, I believe, led to the decision to allow the Ukrainians to use that missile system to fire deep into Russia and cause much more damage than the Russians will admit. And it has also caused the Russians to throw a little bit of fear into the ball game with respect to using some kind of atomic weapons in response to this attack. And so what Biden has done, he has put Trump on the spot. Because now it will be Trump that has to work out the deal with the Russians and figure out what he's going to do and say in order to still remain friends with Vladimir Putin, a friendship that Trump bragged about in the past and has acted much too friendly toward Putin in his last regime. So when one looks at what Biden did, one could imagine that he's thinking about the friendship that existed between Trump and Putin. And this action by him could disrupt that friendship a great deal. Or maybe not. But Putin is certainly smart enough to recognize that he's got to do something about it. And he may not have a choice except to do something by hitting some NATO countries and putting Trump on the spot right there as a newly elected president. And who does he stand with? Does he stand with his friend Putin? Or does he stand with his nations who are all members of NATO? So Trump's coming into office at a very tenuous time. And it might not be clear sailing for some of the things that he envisions he's capable of doing. It's no secret that Trump picked defense and national intelligence people that have shaken up our military complex. And there's a real fear that the Department of Defense and the military itself cut a deal with Putin, a deal at all costs. And while Trump is keenly aware that Putin should not be allowed to roll over the Ukraine, he is under no illusion that the Ukrainians can win back any portion of the country speak, that Russia has taken over, so to speak. Now, Trump's logic makes sense in terms of a single deal, but Putin and his oligarchic class, the people that run Russia, have time. They have much time. They don't have to run and cut a deal in a right away. They need to cut a deal that nets them some of the territory that they're wanting to take over. And so if they look at Trump as a 4-year president, in spite of the fact that Trump would really want to be a dictator, that gives Putin and his associates 4 years to rebuild their military, which has been badly destroyed by this entire fight with the Ukraine. So if Putin takes those actions to rebuild his military and doesn't continue this immense battle in the Ukraine, then Trump will look like a strong leader. But in the future, Putin and Russia will have leverage because Putin's not going away. The only way he can disappear is if he dies. He's a dictator. And so, in this situation, Putin can loom large over the Ukrainian situation. And if you allow them a little bit of leeway, they'll continue to take more and more. So when our defense establishment looks at this situation, they recognize that this might be the last opportunity to lock Trump into a possible full-scale war. So after January 20th, when Trump and his cabinet come into power, so to speak, they will need to look for a way to cut a deal with Putin that allows Trump's campaign pledge of bringing world peace an even chance of success. And let's look at this realistically. If Trump achieves peace, will it last for 4 years or more? Who knows? This entire thing is a crapshoot. So I leave you with that. Trump, Putin, the Ukraine, a mess that will take years to undo. Have a great day. Bye. See you in the morning.
Thank you.